Hi everyone. This is just a little discussion of course selection for students that are currently in the traditional Algebra 3-4 course. So I'm going to kind of do two separate options. So those of you that are currently in 10th grade, you really just have one option, and that option is the Trig and Pre-Calc course. Now, some of you, if you've done quite well in this current algebra course and you think you'd like to take the honors course next year, let me warn you that the honors Trig and Pre-Calc traditionally is a much more difficult course than the Algebra 3-4 course. The first semester has a lot of very important geometric concepts, so if you struggled in geometry, might be something to really kind of consider. And as far as registering for the honors version of this course, you'd need an override from your current teacher, and I'm not going to grant those until I have the second semester exam completed from you guys. So what you should do for right now is you should register for the regular Trig and Pre-Calc course, and at the end of the semester, after we've taken the semester exam, we can go back and revisit that topic, or if school is still non-face-to-face and we do something different, I have no idea what exams would look like in that case. We can revisit that topic, but I typically wait before I grant any overrides for students going from a regular course or traditional course to an honors course until I kind of have a complete picture of how the year goes. So 10th graders, current 10th graders, that's really your option, as you'll be registering for Trig and Pre-Calc. And some of you may be having to come back and send me an email at the end of the year if you're interested in opting into the honors Trig and Pre-Calc course. Be warned, that course is considerably more difficult, and the first half of the course really overlaps with a lot of geometric concepts. So if geometry was not a pleasant experience for you, I would really caution you about that. And if you have individual questions that you want to talk to me about, of course, I'd be willing to do that. So the current 11th graders, so again, you have the same two options here. You can take the regular Trig and Pre-Calc course. There's a possibility that you take the honors Trig and Pre-Calc. Again, you'd need a recommendation from me, and that recommendation I would not give out until the end of the semester after the final exam, and we can have a good picture of how you've done throughout the entire of the year. If that's something you want to pursue, you should register for the Trig and Pre-Calc course, and then at the end of the semester, you'll send me an email about getting that recommendation, which I'm happy to consider at that point, about the honors Trig and Pre-Calc. And again, be warned, the honors course is much more difficult than the traditional course for this class, and contains a lot of geometric concepts and is considerably more difficult than the traditional Algebra 3-4 course. So just be warned there if that's an option. Now, if you're a current 11th grader, there's also a third option here. That third option would be math applications and personal finance. This course counts as a math elective. If you're planning on pursuing an NCAA sport, there's some eligibility question with this, and this might be something to talk to your counselor about before you sign up for that. In perfect honesty, the concepts here in these math application and personal finance course are often very practical. They're very real world geared and like skills based, but from a mathematics standpoint, they're not as difficult as the trig and pre-calc course. So if you're a current 11th grader that's really kind of struggled in math, this might be a good place for you senior year. The one other option, I guess I lied that there is a fourth option here, offered next year, potentially depending on demand, is Honors Discrete Mathematics. And while I don't know who will teach any of these other courses, I do know for a fact that this is a course that I will teach. If again there's enough interest for it to run. Honors Discrete Mathematics is a honors level course. So again, I'd really want students coming from the traditional course, probably like B pluses or better both semesters. This again would probably be something you need a course override for, that again you'd have to email me at the end of the semester. But a little bit about what to expect in this course. This is a branch of mathematics that probably none of us have a lot of experience with, or is not really a branch of mathematics that a lot of high school students get a lot of experience with. If you're someone that's interested in computer science, or kind of pure mathematics, this is a great course for you. A lot of the same kind of thinking that we'll need to do for these honors discrete math classes, exactly the kind of thinking you'd be needing to do as a computer scientist or a computer programmer. A lot of the same kind of problem structure we're going to talk about here is the same kind of problem structure you need to be familiar with when designing a computer program, as the thinking or the tools that we have available in discrete mathematics is very much similar to the kind of tools that a computer has available to it to solve a problem. And the idea here, this term discrete, means that you don't have like a continuous supply of numbers. So like when we talk about in algebra, we talk about like the real number system. So like between the numbers 0 and 1, we have infinitely many numbers in between there, because you have like decimals, like you have, 0.1, 0.01, and you could kind of continue listing those forever, right? In discrete, we have only whole numbers. So you have pieces that are indivisible. And there's whole classes of really kind of interesting problems that have a lot of real world application that behave in very much the same way. So again, if you're interested in like pure mathematics or computer science or areas like that, that could be a very good home for you. But again, you probably would need a course override for. If that is something that you do want to take, my suggestion for you is to register for the trig and pre-calc course, and then at the end of the semester, if you're still interested in that, you can come back and send me an email for a recommendation. Okay. Hope that helps.